2024 Ferrari F8 Tributo, Spider. Consider the 2024 Ferrari F8 a generally unused show with a long and noteworthy family. Reimagined from the center of the storied Ferrari 488, which itself advanced from the 458, the F8 mixes the finest bits from its family tree with overhauled equipment, styling and streamlined features. Mounted amidship is the twin-turbo 710-drive 3.9-liter V8 from the 488 Pista, whereas about each other angle has been refined to perform its obligation to a better standard. A pure blood from the begin, it hasn't changed much since its 2020 entry. Its mid-engine, rear-wheel drive format still conveys the material and ethereal sensations characteristic to the format, the V8 pulling to redline with wonderful forsake, whereas the directing zeros in apexes with the accuracy of a warrior fly, whereas carbon ceramic brakes are on call to capture speed through near telegraphic pedal activity. Advanced computer program hones up driver inputs to extricate greatest visceral encounter, indeed permitting for swift, smooth floats. Since it's a Ferrari, buyers can spec it in close to any way they'd like, but all 2024 models will be built as convertible Spiders. The Tributo car is presently history. Nothing, and we cruel that it in perfect way, greater than the most ideal way conceivable. The F8 is so dialed in that the another changes will likely come within the frame of a extraordinary version or a modern demonstrate. Interested parties are exhorted to check their standing with Maranello. Ferrari makes this simple. The F8 Spider is the as it were way to involvement the magic now that the Tributo Roadster is out of generation. But there's no have to be freeze, as the insect drives a bit like the Tributo and comes in a single trim that's stacked with civilities. Also, the creepy-crawly convertible's collapsing hardtop does a better than average car impression, with the included good thing about letting the inhabitants loll within the sun's beams at whatever point the disposition strikes. Of course, no high-dollar supercar worth its salt takes off buyer desires unfulfilled, and Ferrari offers choices that permit for a customized counting and broad determination of upholstery choices, exterior carbon fiber components. Titanium deplete channels are too on offer, as are brake calipers in a have of distinctive colors. At the center of this intriguing monster may be a twin-turbocharged 3.9-liter V8 producing 710 drive and 568 pound-feet of torque. In spite of the thrust for hybridization within the supercar field, the F8 remains unfalteringly free of electric drive. Moreover, the 7-speed program transmission pipes control to the raise wheels in a conventional mold, and the comes about are typically breathtaking. The motor hits a wonderfully resonant note because it pulls to its 8,000 RPM redline, and whereas the brakes do in similarly proficient work when it's time to bring everything to a quick stop, the pedal requires a brief familiarization period to tune your faculties. We've driven the already accessible and essentially indistinguishable F8 Tributo on a course in its local Italy and on streets on our shores and never come absent anything less than fortified. We've two-wheeled the drop-top variation, which demonstrated to be as speedy and fun because it looks. Let's be real, the F8's execution and fashion are the needs here. That said, gone are the days when aficionados would eagerly crease themselves into organic origami fare to encounter the thrills advertised by a supercar. And to that conclusion, the F8 Insect gives comparatively wonderful and comfortable housing for two. Differentiating sewing and lively plan signals offer assistance, give the insides a performance-themed stylish that matches that of the car's sheet metal. There's an anticipated deficiency of arbitrary capacity cubbies compared to a conventional sports vehicle, but that's portion of the bargain. Like most exotics, the F8 is additionally exceptionally mou on cargo space, and the see out the back is hindered by the raised windows louvers. We can't envision ever tiring of the F8's a built-in V8 soundtrack, but there's a 6-speaker sound framework as well as Bluetooth phone and gushing sound for more intelligent minutes. Standard tech highlights too incorporate a match of LCD screens and an coordinates route framework with a voice activation highlight. Inquisitively, Apple CarPlay integration is advertised, but Android Auto isn't accessible.